So the Giant Battle Royal, that we're going to our second year with this. Um, what do you think? Do you think it has any sort of importance now after what happened last year with Cesaro essentially winning and then nothing really come out of it? Is it just a match to fill a spot in the card, or do you see something coming out of this with a winner?
Hmm. You know what? Originally, especially considering how Cesaro was underutilized or wasn't consistently utilized after winning the belt, and even I don't even think they really reference it too much now, do they? Or like I can't really say it's not something like the winner of last year's Andre the Giant Memorial.
Not really.
Yeah, it's. I really do hope that they make a little bit more out of it. Okay, it is a massive honor to win a battle royal that involves Andre the Giant's name to it,
Mm.
but you know, add some more value to it. You know, make it like the person has an automatic spot in Money in the Bank. Like you know, you can't
Mm-hmm.
have it as a battle royal that the winner gets a title shot, but at least something like that adds value to it, right? Like that's my thought on it. Hopefully they I don't know, it's they need something more to add more value to it. That's my opinion.
I mean, looking at the list right now,
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's only March 8th that we're recording this, and we're 3 weeks out from Mania, so a lot of names will get announced leading up until then. Right now, we're looking at The Miz, Curtis Axel,
Mm-hmm.
Ryback, Fandango, Adam Rose, Zack Ryder, Jack Swagger, Titus O'Neil, Darren Young, Big Show, and Kane. Nothing to really make us get excited about it. Obviously, people of more importance will be announced, I'm sure, like how they're teasing John Cena. Do you think this is a particular match where you're going to have to wipe out half the contestants list if they're not necessarily a big or strong guy? Has this now been narrowed down to guys of power, actual
It's
strength?
I that's the thing. It's when you're thinking Andre the Giant, like what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Big and strong.
Big and strong, right? But it's unnecessary limitation though. Like I don't know. I can like there's a lot more that can be done when you have someone with with a little bit of a different style.
Mm.
Uh,
Could you
mm,
see them doing that now, or will they do when people start really calling it out and then throw the swerve and have
it's
some
gonna it's
small
gonna be
win?
more it's gonna be more when people start calling it out. Like it's still a fresh idea that it's not gonna be maybe till one maybe the third or fourth where you're gonna see someone completely like shock everyone.
Yeah, like a Rey Mysterio winning the Rumble type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly, right? Like I don't think that's gonna happen like that's gonna be till then. Like right now, even a name that I can see possibly pulling it off. Like let's talk about that. Who do you think could win this? Like I know there's a lot of names out there that haven't even been officially
I
brought
know.
into the
I'm
mix.
just gonna assume that everyone's in it. That's not an actual match.
Okay,
So
yeah, we can use
I'm
that.
just gonna assume that. I mean, given the list is only around 10 that I read or
Mm-hmm.
12. I mean, I'm just gonna depending on where they do go with Cena with it. I still
Mm-hmm.
think he's gonna be facing Rusev. I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna do double duty. I don't think he would win anyway.
Mm-hmm.
My legit picks. I mean, I felt like Ryback was getting a little bit of a little run there.
Yeah.
They kind of had him beat Kane and then lose to Big Show recently, but he has been getting those fans back, especially the
Oh
kids. The
man,
chant's
the
been
Feed Me
big.
More
The
chant.
Feed
I
Me More
want
is
to Feed
picking
Me
up
More
again.
shirt.
I
Yeah.
mean, this guy was essentially thrown to the bushes and back over the last 3 years.
Mm.
Ever since Hell in the Cell with Punk, the first one, and then what happened at Mania, then him going heel, which is another story. I think that's a realistic choice for me. I guess out of maybe a surprise pick, depending on what they do with Sheamus, because we still don't know.
Yeah.
I could see him coming back and winning, but outside of that, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say Rusev because I don't think he's gonna be in it. And out of the list that I read, those guys are all filler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Out of the remaining guys, Big Show and Kane, I sure hope not. So I guess for me it'd be Ryback. I guess if they're gonna do something with him after,
Mm-hmm.
or Sheamus, or I don't really know who's had next. That would be someone that really could represent this particular trophy.
Mm-hmm.
You?
I think that's the big issue is that who can represent this trophy this early in.
Yeah.
Because even someone that like I'm just thinking about who could be for the sake of a storyline, like who could be the person to do it. Like I gotta admit, I was pretty excited to see Cena's name someone get mixed around at Raw, like with the whole promo with him and Steph. Um, like but part of me being that you know what I saw what happened last year and I wouldn't want someone like say Ryback wins it. That would actually be a pretty cool option, but then what happens with him winning the Andre the Giant battle royal, right? So with Cena winning it, it's kind of like it would just be like, okay, whatever for me. But if it's somebody else, I would want to see something done with it, right? Another person, with regards to a surprise entry, Sheamus. There's a guy that you know what when we're talking about the powerful and the strong, there's a guy that you know what I can see him having a pretty good run if he gets thrown into the mix there. One dynamic that is that's out there really is the fact that the Miz is in this battle royal, but Miz Dow is not. He's not really like, you know what I mean, that archetype we were talking about in the beginning, but he is someone that is doing really well with the fans right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that the Viagra.
They gotta pull the trigger on him with something.
They have to.
With,
like poor guy, man. Like he's
done such a great job with that though.
No, he's run with that storyline. Yeah. He's definitely built himself up a lot, and they're at the point where it is going to split, and that they got to do it the right way. It's
because Miz is in it, but Mizdow's not. So yeah,
exactly, and it goes back to that whole thing with the Royal Rumble where Mizdow was coming out and Miz sent him to the back, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that kind of like, you know, it could add a little bit more heat, and this could be the start of like the proper way to start the feud, right?
His facial reactions really make me pity him. He does it so well.
Yeah. Or even then, sometimes it's like he does the reactions so well, but then sometimes it's so just like. It's just hilarious. Like you see, like Miz getting thrown out of the ring, and you see Miz now like throwing himself on the ground. Like it's just like and it's on a different level.
But you see the crowd's involvement. They really take him. That'd be interesting though. I don't know. I'd like to see him involved in a storyline of value. Given I think he's a great not wrestler but actor too. He's honestly really enjoyable. I've always liked the skits he did with his chalice and stuff.
Yeah.
But. I could see him just eliminating Miz. I don't know if I could see him winning.
No, yeah. Like they will use that as a jumping point, but I won't see it. I would be really surprised if he does end up winning it, right? But like I said, Ryback, I hate to side with you. I wanted to add a little bit more but the feed me more chance in the arenas have just been like, it's too hot right now to not give him that opportunity based on the current list.
Would it be too soon for Samoa Joe to be consideration for something like that?
I'm not too sure actually. Like he would be if they can time out this. Like apparently they're still in negotiations according to Joe's Twitter account. That would be phenomenal if they were to have Samoa Joe come out for this.
It'd be a great scene, but maybe not great for morale, I guess. Coming in 3 weeks.
Yeah, and the issue with that is they're always very hesitant to bring someone in from an outside organization and throw them into the top. This isn't really a top seat, but they're not necessarily like they would still be.
It's still winning something that's a yearly event though.
Especially winning something so closely related to WWE. Like Samoa Joe, he's been all around the world. But the fact of the matter is, he's been with TNA for a good while now.
Yeah, I only thought of him because I'm struggling to think of other.
But that was a good one. I didn't even consider that as an option, really, right? Like, I don't know. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Joe. Like, that'll definitely possibly another podcast for us to talk about it because I don't want to go too deep into that. But that's another potential surprise entrant if they could pull it off. Or even another guy that showed some power is if we want to go into that realm. Like, I think Joe may be an NXT signing, but that would be interesting. But what about Kevin? Not Kevin. I almost called him Kevin Steen. Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
He's a powerhouse. Like. And the way NXT is getting,
he's got great reactions.
Yeah, the reactions he's getting, the reactions he's not even being used at his full potential yet. But so far, the reaction with NXT and him and that belt, why not have him as a surprise entrant in the Battle Royal?
Do you think they will use the Andre Battle Royal to do something going forward? Do you think now it's just going to be a one-off event? Because they really haven't said what more it's going to be other than that. And it doesn't look like they're going to tie it into any sort of future title opportunities or number one contender spots. I'd like to see it turn into a number one contender spot. I mean, you're beating out 30 other guys.
Yeah, what's the exact number on guys in the...
I'm not sure if they've actually said. I don't know if they confirmed. I'd have to check myself. I'm not sure if it was actually 30 or if it was they just
No, exactly.
Royal, but it's no different than the Royal Rumble. So I would think, actually, if anything, it's harder because there's not like usually in the Rumble there's about 6-8 guys in the ring. You're starting off with 30. You're trying to escape 20 to 30 other guys.
Some of these guys are like the size of like 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah.
It shows a big boy, man.
Yeah, really interesting. So no, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Ryback and Sheamus number 2. I think that's what I'm gonna stick to right now. If Ryback keeps getting the reactions he gets, and that's just factoring in I don't know, them doing with something with him after, because I do think there's money to be made with Ryback. I think.
Oh no, like absolutely.
They could have done a lot with his armbands and his, his headbands and his.
Yeah, and
his,
the fact the crowd is behind him right now, it's amazing. Like he's always been recognized as a big guy for the WWE in the future. Like
I think after the Punk stuff too, the way he sort of commented on it, I think it was done well enough that I think it might be a good way for them to sort of throw him a bone too.
But you got to give the guy credit. He's always been considered, like, even going back to when he was involved in NXT.
He's got a good personality though.
Like he was considered as the guy to win NXT and be like one of the first guys to come out. I think it was an injury of some sort that kept him back, and he came back out of nowhere. Even his feud with the Shield was really impressive. Like it was, he's done well.
He's gotten better.
He's definitely gotten better. He just has to be utilized properly, and this could be the starting ground for that, right? So
that could be a separate topic, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Ryback and what sort of happened with him. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Who you guys picking for the Battle Royal? And also, do you think it's gonna go anywhere with the winner? Will they do something with them as opposed to what happened last year with Cesaro, where they kind of cut it from the knees? Love to hear your views on it. So subscribe, like, find us on Twitter at kayfabe6, one word. And thanks for listening.